on, and I really, hopefully we're gonna be able to stay, because I think last year we were pretty close. Bank service fees, this includes the money that we spend for the credit card machine. We had a little bit left over last year, so we took 500 out of it. Computer maintenance. 2 years ago in the budget, we set some money aside to upgrade some of the computers in the office. So we reduced that by 1,000, and staff travel we cut by 500. So that is where the $20,000 is going to go.
I'd like to get a motion from the board to approve these amounts as read. All in favor? Thanks, John.
I'd like to thank the board and staff for their input.
It shows
It was a combined effort.
everybody helped with this.
Right.
The staff was a big help. That was them, and they are right there in the line of fire every day. Have a lot of good suggestions. Board. Okay.
Next item, I've got a letter for the Lubec Masons. I'd like to have the board sign. They came forward. The bandstand was falling into a state of disrepair, and
Just the stairs.
No, there's a point. Stop now.
they came forward. They offered their talents and their abilities. The town of Lubec provided the material, but they provided the labor to do the repair work, and they've done a good job.
Yeah, it
so
was really nice.
I would like to have the Board of Selectmen sign a letter just acknowledging their work and thanking them for their efforts.
Make a motion, we sign that letter.
All in favor?
And they widened.
Yes.
That's right, they got, yeah.
That was
I
one
think
of the
that's why it
items.
looks so much nicer, yeah.
Well, the other thing is, if you look at your musical instruments today, you get more speakers and synthesizers and other things that they probably
Yeah.
didn't have even thought of when the bandstand was first built.
That's true, yeah. You said yellow and green.
But basically, the letter goes, the Board of Selectmen of the Town of Lubec wants to express their appreciation for your efforts to repair the bandstand in Lubec. Thanks to the efforts of the Washington Lodge number 37 of Lubec Masons, the bandstand will remain an asset to our community. Future activities held at this site will benefit from your donation of time and craftsmanship. Next item is a letter of support from the Board of Selectmen for the Historical Society in the Brownfield application. I got a notice from Todd Coffin from GEI. They are moving ahead with the project. One of the things that was suggested was that we look at other organizations outside the Historical Society and try to get as many on board as possible through letters of support. So some of the letters that we come up with include Board of Selectmen, the school board, other organizations in town, the local Chamber of Commerce president. I called Rod Beckwood from Campobello Roosevelt Park. He's going to provide us a letter of support and just basically inform the Brownfield organization that this is really going to be an asset to our community to have this site cleaned up, and it's not just the town pushing for it; it's all these organizations who are on board. The letter states, the town of Lubec is seeking a brownfield remediation grant of $400,000 from the United States Environmental Agency. This grant will be used to demolish and clean up the former Columbian factory ruins at 135 Main Street in Lubec. Funding will also support cleanup of spilled fuel oil and other improvements at the former Columbian factory store, the current and future home of Lubec Historical Site. Prior site investigation funded by the Maine Department of Environmental Protection identified environmental impacts at the former factory site, including the presence of heavy metals and fill and material and petroleum residuals from the historic site use. The project will provide benefits to the community, including mitigation of environmental hazards posed by contaminants at the factory site including impact soils adjacent to Johnson Bay. Protection of the bay from eroding concrete rubble and rusted steel rebar, among other debris. Improved access to the bay for recreational use. Elimination of hazards to passerby associated with the severely dilapidated factory ruins. Elimination of a blighted property combined with improved access to the former factory store, now the Lubec Historical Society Museum. The successful application of the grant will remove a blighted property from our shoreline and restore the area to its original pristine condition. This will enhance the sight and the experience of residents and non-residents as they pass through the gateway of our community.
We make a motion, we sign that.
Second, we're all in favor?
I also have one I want to put together for the harbor board.
Well, the leaves are coming off the trees, so you'll get to see how much of that factory is falling down during the summer.
Well, let's going around, there's a climate assessment meeting on Tuesday, November 12th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Pembroke Fire Station. We've talked about this in the past. Been working with Judy East. She's trying to get a number of stakeholders together and try to get everybody in for one meeting. I welcome the selectmen if they'd like to attend. This was really, it's an interesting meeting that they're going to put together. Sarah and I went to one, and it's the effect of how rising water can affect the shoreline.
Flood zone.
Well, not only the flood zone, but you're also looking at low-lying areas, transportation, medical services. So,
Live by a pond, stream.
you know, some of the areas there that we could identify in Lubec is maybe there's some places that we could mitigate now. Maybe install larger culverts, larger areas to remove water, so that if something like this did happen, we would be better prepared.
Fill the roads up in certain areas.
Is it appropriate to send Jim Clark to this? Being code enforcement officer, he's the recipient of all of the FEMA maps when they come in, when they decide to change for what seems like insurance purposes, what's a flood zone,
Yeah,
okay? And he's pretty up on the real low-lying areas.
I'd like to repeat.
And public works, thank goes in there.
And then if we could invite, strongly suggest to the medical center, that they attend, members of the fire department.
Yeah, the Public Works has, over the years, done some mitigation work. They replaced the culvert in north of that, put in a larger one, and they also did work out on Coastal Road. We had a place up there that every time it rained, the road would flood out. And they replaced the culvert and also Boot Cove Road. Yes, Pirates Creek was a disaster.
I know that there's certain areas that are already on their radar, but this information and the system that they have to